Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. Hope accuses Steffy of concealing Liam's illness and demands that she have been informed. According to previews for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan might accuse Steffy Forrester of concealing Liam Spencer's illness. After a startling revelation, will Hope strike out at Steffy and argue she should have been informed? Liam wants no one else to be aware of his brain hemorrhage, the necessary surgery, or the current recuperation process. Liam's medical struggle is now being kept a secret by Steffy and John Finnegan, but how long can that strategy last? This is particularly true for Hope, as she and Liam co-parent Beth Spencer. When Liam has the chance to take Beth, what will happen? How is Liam able to keep Hope from knowing what's happening? Liam might be able to come up with an excuse, but it will be challenging now that he has left Spencer Publications. Since Bill might eventually tell Hope about Liam's unemployment, Liam can't truly say he's abroad on business. Liam might eventually have to disclose his cerebral hemorrhage and the recuperation period he's experiencing after the surgery. However, if Hope starts to ask too many questions, Steffy might tell her the truth. Steffy might finally give in to the pressure and reveal Liam's secret. In any event, according to B&B teasers, Hope will be incensed upon discovering that she has been kept in the dark about Liam's health. Hope is likely to point the finger onto Steffy and say that she shouldn't have granted Liam's absurd requests, particularly since he isn't even able to think straight after suffering brain damage. Although Hope will comprehend Liam's motivation for not wanting to frighten Beth or Kelly Spencer, Sophia Parras, she will surely feel that she ought to have been told from the beginning. Hope would contend that she had a right to know what was going on with her child's father because Liam is Beth's father. Steffy might take the brunt of Hope's rage because she can't really go loose on Liam when he's in this state. That being said, since Steffy was crucial to Liam's survival, Hope might finally relax and show her appreciation. Hope might say thank you to Steffy for saving Liam, even though she is upset over being excluded. In any case, according to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope might eventually receive information on Liam's disturbing medical news as well as any forecasts for his recuperation, so keep an eye out. Steffy breaks the devastating news to Kelly about Liam's incurable tumor. According to the preview video for The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the week of April 14th to 18th, Liam Spencer will reportedly have an incurable tumor. Here's what viewers should anticipate when Steffy Forrester delivers some devastating news to Kelly Spencer. At Forrester Creations, Luna Nozawa is shown in her underwear at the beginning of B&B's weekly advertisement. She smiles and asks Will Spencer what she should try on first. Luna will fling herself at Will in the hopes of offering some searing temptation now that she has successfully entered the premises while disguised. Will may be turned on in spite of his best efforts to resist. Poppy Nozawa will encounter Sheila Sharp's fury at Il Giardino. Sheila will scold Poppy for putting John Finnegan to bed all those years ago and call her a slut. Sheila will undoubtedly also blame Poppy for keeping her granddaughter in the dark and concealing the truth about Luna's paternity. Things will quickly get out of hand because Poppy will not listen to Sheila's lecture and will lash out at her. Eventually, Sheila will present Poppy with some dessert before thrusting some cake in her face. Fans should keep an eye out for the upcoming traditional soap opera food battle. Let's then discuss Dr. Bridget Forrester's return, since she will be providing consultation on Liam's case. In the weekly preview video, Bridget and Dr. Grace Buckingham attempt to stop Liam from unhooking himself from all of the hospital's machines. Even though Liam is adamant about attending Kelly's father-daughter dance, it is clear that he is not well enough to do so. Steffy will eventually provide Kelly with some challenging updates at the Cliff House because of this. Kelly's reaction will be one of surprise and sadness when Steffy acknowledges that she doesn't expect her father will attend the dance. Kelly would undoubtedly want to know why, but Steffy might continue to make evasive justifications in order to keep her daughter safe, particularly as Liam doesn't want Kelly to be aware of his health problems. Regretfully, those health problems will prove to be more serious than anyone anticipated. As he talks to Bridget and Grace about the case, Finn will emphasize that Liam is fortunate to be alive, but they will point to a recent development. It sounds like Liam has an incurable brain tumor because B&B mentions it as inoperable at the end of their weekly preview video. When Steffy stops Liam's reunion plans, is Hope incensed? A major confrontation between these two ladies that might become ugly is set up on Bold and the Beautiful when Hope Logan is thinking about getting back together with Liam Spencer while Steffy Forrester is assisting him in his recovery from a head injury. Steffy's secret, keeping Liam safe following his accident. Thus, Steffy consented to conceal Liam's brain injury from everyone but her husband, Finn, for the time being. Naturally, it was Steffy who rescued Liam after he had a violent altercation with Bill Spencer and had smashed his head twice. Steffy was able to get Liam life-saving medical care by calling for an ambulance. As Dr. Grace Buckingham frequently notes, if it weren't for Steffy, Liam would be dead. Liam is also aware that he owes Steffy his life. However, Liam now believes it would be best if he kept his horrific accident and intracranial brain hemorrhage a secret from his loved ones. He might potentially require more brain surgery. It will take a long time to recuperate, Grace and Finn discussed. Both Steffy and Finn stated that they will keep Liam's physical condition a little secret, despite the fact that they may not agree with his choice. I know you want to keep it from the children. However, Liam was able to inform the adults in his life. In addition, I'm not sure why Steffy and Finn are allowing Liam, who has a brain injury, to make such important life decisions when it's obvious that his reasoning is flawed. The man had bleeding and swelling in his head. You know, it's B&B, yet it feels like someone else should drive. Hope is incensed when Steffy thwarts Liam's reunion plans in Bold and the Beautiful. #Beautiful and Bold. Where is Bill, Bold and the Beautiful? Even though it may be a little strange to explain to others, I can imagine Steffy suggesting that she and Finn take Liam home with them so he can recover. However, Bill and Liam recently got into a heated argument. Furthermore, Bill's son doesn't live in the Spencer home, so I'm not even sure where he lives. We are aware that Liam had previously resided there, but because he never encountered Luna Nozawa while under house arrest, I assume he has a pad somewhere. It's possible that I didn't hear him mention moving out. Steffy might take him home with her, anyway. Alternatively, she may make sure that she and Finn alternately visit Liam at his house to see how he is doing. Furthermore, since Liam's health condition is so critical and her spouse works as a doctor, it makes logical for him to crash at Steffy and Finn's house. Finn would be there to aid if he collapsed again. Naturally, Liam's daughter Kelly Spencer also resides there, and she would be delighted to have her father visit for a bit. Additionally, they could always fabricate a tale about Liam's apartment being fumigated, repainted, or anything similar. It's Bold once more. They will find a way if they want him to remain at the Finnegan residence. Hope Logan, Liam Spencer, and Steffy Forrester in Bold and the Beautiful. Hope's remorse, will she see Liam again? That's the current situation. Soon after leaving the hospital, Liam shares a very important secret with Steffy and Finn. Meanwhile, because Hope is experiencing buyer's remorse about her divorce from Liam, things are going to get nasty. Hope acknowledged to her father, Deacon Sharp, that her life has been a complete mess since she and Liam broke up. And after this insane affair with Carter Walton betraying her with Forrester's and now with Miss Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire, the Nose, Hope's father, Deacon, is beginning to see Liam differently. Hope and Liam have support in Bold and the Beautiful. Deacon is currently raving about how fortunate Hope is to have Liam in her life and how he has always supported his children and both of their mothers. Hope mentioned that her life kind of went awry after things with Liam fell apart, and Deacon simply reminded her of that. Deacon is aware that Hope and Liam's marriage was not flawless, of course. No one's. However, Steffy was undoubtedly a contributing factor in some of their issues. Hope brought up the subject of having a divided heart, but Steffy is now totally devoted to Finn. Therefore, if Hope reconnected with Liam, Steffy wouldn't pose a romantic threat. Does Deacon take action on Bold? It appears that Deacon might be encouraging Hope to think about getting back together with Liam. Naturally, Hope regrets hurting Liam by going out with Thomas Forrester. Furthermore, she finds it impossible to envision her life without Liam. Hope said she hasn't seen him in a long time. She must thus check in. Not to mention that Liam was up at Forrester Creations a few months ago proposing to Hope a reunion. She only turned him down because she was still getting to know Carter. Hope is now sincerely sorry for everything that happened on Bold and the Beautiful. Steffy's intervention to remove barriers to Hope and Liam's reconciliation. Thus, a reunion with Liam may seem fantastic. There are only a few issues with that. First, since Liam will be at the hospital and then somewhere else, Hope might have some difficulty finding him if he isn't at his house or his father's. Second, Steffy is involved and believes Hope has become a man-using individual. Steffy believes she made use of both Carter and Thomas. Third, Steffy is sincerely worried about Liam's health and might believe that a relationship with Hope will divert his attention from his recuperation or even make it more difficult. Brave and lovely, does Steffy create a barrier? I therefore anticipate that Hope will get in touch with Liam shortly to catch up. However, Steffy was seen standing in their way and preventing her from seeing Liam. Hope may have to deal with Steffy or Finn preventing her from seeing her ex-husband if she visits Liam's house. Alternatively, if Liam has been taken home by Steffy and Finn. After she betrayed the Forresters and used Carter to try to keep Hope for the future, I don't understand why Steffy would invite Hope inside her Malibu beach house to try to cuddle with Liam. I don't mean that Hope took advantage of him. To be clear, that is Steffy's perspective on what Hope did. Therefore, I can absolutely see Steffy preventing anyone from seeing Liam until he is completely well, which isn't good for him. And it seems unlikely that this brain injury will remain a secret while he asks. However, Steffy will attempt to make it work. She promised to, but I could see that she was preventing Hope from getting in. Steffy truly cares about Liam, even though I don't think she wants him for herself. She also realizes that he could have easily passed away and been permanently removed from Kelly's and her life. In order for him to be the father Kelly needs him to be for years to come, Steffy wants to make sure he fully heals. The upcoming argument, Steffy versus Hope regarding Liam's welfare. Furthermore, if the plot develops in this manner and Hope is unaware that Liam has a brain damage, she will undoubtedly believe Steffy is attempting to keep her away from Liam out of animosity. Even without a mental damage, let's face it, Steffy would keep her away from Liam out of spite. Naturally, we also know that Hope holds Steffy responsible for all of her life's misfortunes. So that they may both promise to fight for Liam. Naturally, Hope would be unaware of all the medical issues that occur behind closed doors. Therefore, we might be preparing a Steffy versus Hope over Liam scenario, but not in the same manner as previously. Perhaps it has less to do with romance, at least not on Steffy's part, than it does with her belief that Hope would be detrimental to Liam's healing process and that she doesn't want to allow Hope to seduce him while he is weak and mentally ill. Since Liam is wearing a small beanie-style hat in a recent behind-the-scenes photo of Liam with Bill at Il Giardino, I'm fairly certain they'll keep Liam's secret from Bill as well. It appears as though Liam is attempting to conceal his head bandage so Bill won't be aware that something is wrong with his noggin. Will Hope find out Liam's secret in the soapy cliffhanger season? So, we'll have to wait and see if Hope heads straight over to visit Liam shortly, where he is, and whether she can locate and reach him. Furthermore, Steffy might put pressure on Liam to keep his brain injury a secret from Hope, even if he wants to. She can claim that Hope is out of control, that she broke up with Carter, and that she is searching for a new partner. You know, she won't allow it to be him. Additionally, Liam may simply follow Steffy's instructions because he is brain-addled. Or perhaps she won't even let Liam know that Hope is attempting to reach him by pounding on the door. Steffy might simply give Liam the impression that Hope isn't interested enough to visit. We'll see how sloppy and soapy this becomes, you know. Daphne's actions shocked Hope. Hope was devastated when she entered a room during the most recent episode of The Bold and the Beautiful and witnessed her boyfriend Carter kissing Daphne Rose. However, many fans undoubtedly recall the moment Liam discovered Hope making fun of Thomas. Furthermore, despite the fact that Liam was still married to Steffy at the time, a pregnant Steffy also entered the room while she and Liam were making out. Although it's a pot calling the kettle black issue, it appears like every character on The Bold and the Beautiful has cheated on their partner or betrayed a loved one. Therefore, it is rather hypocritical of Hope to appear so shocked that Carter is kissing other women behind her back. It's not as though Hope doesn't act similarly, isn't it? The internet undoubtedly has a lot to say about the direction this plot is taking, as you can guess. On social media, a lot of BNB fans posted, "Can you imagine how Liam felt?" Since Liam had cheated on her numerous times with Steffy, Hope was aware of how he felt in Rome before Rome even happened. "She believes she's a little Miss Perfect who can do no wrong and consequences don't apply to her," remarked another enthusiast. Particularly when her father, Deacon, was supporting her. "Even if I have problems with Brooke, at least she's strong enough to correct Hope." Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful: what will happen to Hope and Carter next? Additionally, this comment was made, "You neglected to mention how Liam and Steffy got into a fight while Hope was with Liam because Liam saw Thomas kiss the Hope mannequin." Additionally, Steffy kissed Liam when she was married to Finn, but she hasn't told Finn about it yet. Is Liam still in love with Steffy, or will jealous Hope win him back? Hope Logan, who is envious, may be keen to resume her connection with Liam Spencer, according to spoilers and updates for The Bold and the Beautiful. But is her ex-husband still infatuated with Steffy Forrester, and is she truly prepared to experience the marriage whirlwind once more? Hope is beginning to reconsider how she feels for Liam. Hope seems to be beginning to reevaluate her feelings for Liam in light of the recent events with Carter Walton. She appears to be coming to terms with the possibility that their relationship may not have been as bad as she initially believed. Hope recently reflected on how Liam has been the constant in her life and praised him for being a great father and a remarkable man. She may soon feel ready to be with her family again, especially after hearing about Liam's medical condition. Despite Liam's desire to keep his predicament hidden, Hope will eventually learn the truth and accept how nearly she lost him. Hope might begin to desire Liam's return. Her desire to get back together can be sparked by this news, and her envy at his rekindled relationship with Steffy might strengthen her resolve even more. Hope used to get tired of having to share Liam's love all the time, but now she's frustrated because Steffy has taken away everything she wants. Hope may use her jealousy as fuel for a fresh attempt to win back Liam's affection since she is determined not to let the past happen again. She still has a lot of obstacles to overcome, though, because Liam still believes Steffy saved his life and has strong affections for her. Due to the resurgence of past feelings, Liam is currently more drawn to Steffy than to Hope. Now that Hope is aware that she nearly lost Liam forever, things might change. But as Hope starts to use her charm and tries to woo Liam back to her, this dynamic might change. Hope might think that they could finally find their way back to one another after Liam recently stated that he wanted to get back together. Steffy's continued marriage to John Finnegan, meanwhile, gives Hope the idea that being unmarried can be advantageous. Hope, however, will be profoundly impacted by the news of Liam's brain hemorrhage and operation, which will cause her to reevaluate her future. She might see this as a chance for a new beginning after realizing she doesn't want to envision her life without Liam. There is still hope for Carter's heart. Spoilers for The Bold and Beautiful: Carter still harbors feelings for Hope and may be regretting his choice to betray her at Forrester, despite his relationship with Daphne. Despite moving on with Daphne, the carer is unable to shake his feelings for Hope. Since Carter Walton's disastrous choice to support the Forresters against Hope Logan, tension has been high in the corridors of Forrester Creations. Although it seems that Carter is moving on with Daphne Rose at his side, astute admirers have pointed out that his heart may still be with the lady he deceived. According to people familiar with the matter, Carter has been remarkably silent at recent meetings, particularly when discussing Hope's name or her now-defunct fashion brand. When Steffy Forrester talks about the company's future without hope for the future, the normally calm COO finds it difficult to keep eye contact. Carter's guilt is emblazoned on his face. After being confronted by Deacon Sharp at Forrester Creations, Carter's internal conflict became unavoidable. Carter was clearly shocked by the intense confrontation since Deacon wasn't shy about expressing how much Carter had harmed his daughter. During their altercation, Deacon allegedly said to Carter, "You were supposed to be different. She put her trust in you, so why did you abandon her? To maintain your corner office?" Carter canceled a number of crucial appointments and spent hours trapped in his office following the encounter. Witnesses report that when he eventually came out, his eyes were puffy and red, indicating that he was obviously struggling with the fallout from his decisions. Daphne observes the carer's disarray. At first, Daphne Rose seemed to have Carter completely enamored with her, but she's starting to realize that his focus is slipping. According to reports, Carter hardly touched his food or spoke to anyone during a recent supper at Il Giardino, spending the majority of the evening gazing into space. Carter knocked over his wine glass when Daphne said Hope's name casually, causing a commotion that had everyone in the restaurant gawking. His exaggerated reaction revealed a lot about his unresolved emotions. According to an insider, Daphne believed she had won when Carter picked the Forresters over Hope. However, she's beginning to understand that she might have won his professional allegiance, but not his affection. Will Carter assist Hope Indiana going back to Forrester? Whether Carter can reconcile with Hope is the most pressing question on everyone's mind. Carter unexpectedly brought up the beneficial effects of hope for the future on younger demographics during a recent discussion with Ridge and Eric Forrester. According to our insider, it was like watching someone test the waters. Carter went into detail about how the company's younger customer base has declined since Hope's line was dropped. Eric looked contemplative, but Ridge didn't seem happy. Is this the start of Carter's story of redemption? Is he setting the stage for Hope to return to Forrester Creations? While the Carter looks back, Hope moves forward. Hope is resolved to move on with her life, while Carter seems mired in the past. It appears that she is not thinking about what may have been with Carter because she has been seen about Los Angeles looking refreshed and motivated. Carter's remorse has only grown as a result of this striking difference. Seeing Hope prosper in spite of his treachery seems to be wearing him down, especially as his bond with Daphne becomes more and more flimsy. Is it still too late for Carter to return to Hope and follow his heart? Is the gap too great to bridge because of his treachery? Watch closely as this heart-wrenching tale develops. There is no denying that Carter Walton is a man divided between the love he gave up to pursue his career success and the achievement he has attained.